We interrupt what you're watching right now to bring you this exciting story.
It's the goods and it's the glory. 100 stripes, 100 stories. It's the pledge of allegiance on the 4th of July. It's some handwritten letters from home. It's some sleepless nights alone. It's his newborn baby he left with his wife. It's the red, white, and blue. Lay down, he's alive. It's the red, white, and blue. 40 stars and stripes. Hey. From the fields of Indiana to the swamps of Louisiana to the golden coast of California, Uncle Sam's the only family he's got. His purple heartbeat won't stop. And his 18th birthday was the day he was born. It's the red, white, and blue. Lay down his life. It's the red, white, and blue. 40 stars and stripes. It's the red, white, and blue. Stand on the front line. It's the red, white, and blue. Pay the ultimate price. Oh. He was a man of house when he was born. His family is brown but torn. But if you knew him, you would understand. He was raised on how to be brave, just to see the flag still wave. Then he came home with all he wanted. It's Mr. Red, White, and Blue. Lay down his life. Mr. Red, White, and Blue. All these stars and stripes. Mr. Red, White, and Blue. Stand on these red lines. Mr. Red, White, and Blue. He'll pay the ultimate price. Mr. Red, White, and Blue. Lay down his life. Mr. Red, White, and Blue. 40 stars and stripes. Marching line, marching line. Hey, hey.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, good afternoon. I tell you what, this Sunday time slot seems to be doing well. I mean, we got a lot of people in here. We got Gwen, we got Kim, we got Lance, we got Kate Rose in here. We got our folks coming in from YouTube, just piling in here. I think Sunday matinees. We got people from X jumping on here. That makes me warm and fuzzy because all the things that we've done, all the time, and all the of putting a show together and getting everything working. April, thanks for stopping by. We appreciate that. And we just got a lot of things to talk about. I mean, there's so much to talk about. That's why we started to do a Sunday matinee, because it's just we love to do Wednesday nights. That's where the show originated from. We started at 9. People were like, "Hey man, that's my bedtime." Like, okay, good point. So we backed it to 8. But then we get into a long show. But we love your calls. We love the calls to come in because we want to hear from you. Not my show. My name's on it. Brenda's the ace in the hole in the back command center that makes it all happen. But if it wasn't for you, I'd be talking to a big TV screen and my new clock. Helps me keep my timing right because I start rambling and we can't do that. But I'll tell you what an exciting time we've spent. We're still talking about, President Trump uh talking to Congress and the political upheaval that has created. I mean, think about this. Think about I know we talked about it. We're gonna keep talking about it. We're gonna do what Democrats do. We're gonna play snarky, and we're just gonna find an issue, and we're gonna drill down, and we're gonna drill down, and we're gonna keep drilling down until we put a hole in that concrete, because that's what they do to us. And if it's not time, it's time for us to use those tactics. I just spent half an hour on the phone with Donna, on some cool stuff that's coming up here, and if I can get Brenda to switch that photo over that I just text her and put that in the queue, I'd appreciate that. So that's a huge piece of information and a good a guide that we are putting together. She did most of the work. I just kind of threw my opinion in there on a couple issues. She's like, "Well, that works." And that's what I told Donna. I said, "Listen, you and I don't always agree on everything, and that's perfectly fine. We rah, 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 at each other, but then we look at the mission and we put our boots on the ground and we get that we're going to get this mission done." And I have a prototype hat. It came out a little crooked. That's why I didn't go out because it was a prototype. It's experimenting. It's like we do the show. Joey Assman's in the house. He's in the house with the boots on. That's funny. I like that one. So this is just a prototype. It was a little crooked, so we couldn't sell it, but it looks good on the show. Just to make America great again. There it is. Donna put this together as a visual reference on these hot button races that are a must to win. And of course, I have to admit, Brenda came up with the vote red instead hashtag. So I said, Donna, just put the hashtag on there. Type hashtag vote red instead. It'll take you to all the threads that are vote red instead. We get that. Well, there's the QR code on the bottom for take you to the website. She's working on a website to kind of like a one-stop shop. Here's all the candidates. If we have missed somebody, please let us know. Be nice. No intent, no hurt, no foul. We're all doing this in our spare times for the good of all. So, this lists out everybody that we know of that's running. Now, we don't know if there's some sleepers out there on the Republican side that are running for mayor or county councilor or whatever. So if your name's on this, don't get excited. Reach out to Donna or myself. We will get this together. But again, this is just a starting point, a visual reference. So it's a one-stop shop. Hashtag vote red instead. QR code. Donna was working on the website to that make sure we have a one-stop shop. And that's what we're here to do. We're here to make Erie great again and vote red instead, because I'm telling you, the shenanigans with the Democrat Party is ridiculous. And we've got some videos, not my opinion. It's just not me. It's not just you guys and gals that watch the show that come in on a Sunday afternoon and a Wednesday night. They come back later and they watch it. Or sometimes people like, hey, I watched it most of it at my lunch, but it's a 2-hour show. I get a half an hour lunch. So they watch it where they can, they pick up and they go from where they left off at. And that's the whole intent of why we do this. And like I said, we're on 5 channels. Brenda and I are exploring the other channels to add to, because now we can sprout our wings. We got the nuts and bolts working better. Brenda's got the with we can sit here and look at I can look at all the videos in queue, and Brenda put nice little tags on it. You know, I think the first one we're gonna play, if I'm reading this right, because News Scene 16, uh, pick your fighter. So this is how ridiculous the Democrat Party has become. Now, remember, these are people that are duly elected, that are on the payroll of the United States government. And these people, these elected officials, are doing TikTok videos while they're at work. No. And that's why we have Mr. Musk out there digging around for their fraud, waste, and abuse. They are so they don't even care that they're wasting taxpayer dollars to do TikTok videos. So, Brenda, I'm going to take that down. I'll bring that back. If you could play that first video of Pick Your Fighter, please. Now, this is a play on a video game. You know, when you turn on your video game, you have your fighters. You know, they're standing there in the computer, bouncy, bouncy. You know, this is what these knuckleheads have done to try to dumb down what they did to the American people when the president spoke the other day. And the numbers, I think we have some videos with the numbers in there of his approval rating. Well, people think, well, that's because only mega people were watching. Well, it's about time our opinions and our voices matter. Speaking of which, how many people got this in the mail? I do apologize. It's backwards. It's actually from Trump. Oh, sorry. Go like this. Sorry. It's and you know what? And I opened it up real quick. This is the first time I'll open up here with you that I've actually gotten one of these in the mail. It's pretty exciting. So watch your mailboxes. It's a Republican Presidential Task Force Strategy Survey. It's asking us our opinion, people. Have you ever seen? I don't even remember the Democrats doing anything like this. So here it is. It's in a envelope. You fill it out. It's got nice big print on it, so you could read it. I don't have to put my glasses on there. 2 pages. And if you'd like to throw a few bucks in the Republican Party, please do so. Brenda, pick your fighter. Now, how ridiculous. Now, these people are on the taxpayer dollars making a parody of a video game to dumb down what they're actually doing. Because if you're looking over here, you're not paying attention. So this was a meme that somebody that I found. Now, again, the name of the TikTok was Pick Your Fighter. Well, this was that somebody posted. Like our new Democrat video says, choose your fighter. And there he is. They already did. Man, every time these Democrats think they're taking a step forward, they're taking 10 backwards because this stuff that they're doing is absolutely ridiculous. They would do these TikTok videos where they're doing a little dance and they'd swipe like this and it would go to the next scene. It was a picture of Hillary Clinton. Yeah, really. That makes me want to go out there and vote more for the Democrats. So this is, that was video number 1 we saw because it was just ridiculous. Pick your fighter. AOC. What is she fighting for? Other than her multi-million-dollar self, she could care less about anybody because Mayor JD Longo, thank you for coming in here. They don't have anything of real worth or substance to offer, Brian. So they spend their time making garbage like this to appeal to the most vulnerable of our population. Very well said, sir. Out of the mouth of a Marine, you can always appreciate their candor because it's a straight shot. Here, I'll put that on the big screen and get it recorded for everybody so they can read it. So thanks for stopping by. I hope your new addition to your family is doing well, and a new mom and a new dad. You don't look too tired on your pictures and your videos. You look like you're well rested. Yeah, yeah. Her Donkey Kong. What was that leopard thing with AOC? What? I sure hope the taxpayers, I like that. Semper Fi us. I like that. US. I hope we didn't have to pay for that because that looked like I can't even. I don't even say it. I'll be nice because whatever I say, they twist around anyway. So, but yeah, again, this is just how ridiculous these Democrats have become, where they can't applauds for a young man, brain cancer. The president puts together puts his guy so he could go to the academy. His dad was a veteran, a police officer, and was killed. Why can't you applaud that? Because the Democrats hate this country. They hate the cops. We know that. Look what goes here locally with the Erie City Council. What do they do? They do everything in their power to cut the cops, cut their overtime. But by God, we can go hire more inspectors. Okay, they hired these new city inspectors. I drove across. I had a video, and it didn't. I took a video the other day. It wasn't on my phone. I don't. I must have lost it. The literally 3-4 feet of garbage piled. Now it wasn't just like they just put it out. That stuff has been there for a while. And I know Dave has pictures of city streets with garbage piled on there. But city's a wonderful place to live. Come to Erie. No, people that can afford are getting the hell out of Dodge because you can't clean up the city. I mean, I get it. There's a fine line there between taking personal responsibility, to pick the garbage up out of your go across. I was going downtown. I was going to work on East 6th Street. Until you get the Erie insurance property, it's a war zone. It's a war, just garbage and stuff all over. There's that one house right there at 6th and Parade has been burned out for like months. Now they haven't done a thing to it. But they wonder why we give Erie such a hard time and why people have to pay such high taxes. And they have a city council that just walks around calling people racist. And what did Chuck Nelson call us on social media? Oh, stop being a bitch. Yeah, that's real city councilman. And now this clown is running for controller. Let's talk about our Democrat mayor that's running that hosted a drag show at a local establishment. Yeah, that's real progressive. That really, well, yeah, the Erie School District. We could do hours on that debacle. But that's that's the city of Erie. But they walk around with these big puppy dog eyes, and it's such a great place, and it's going to be great. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. When they give Trump a hard time, make America great. Well, it's been a month. How come he hasn't fixed everything? Yeah, and he's a pastor of bullshit. Yeah, let's go throw rocks at speeding cars as they drive down the state highway. And the cops were going after him, but he'd cleaned it up. Someone tipped him off, and he went down there and cleaned his mess up. And of course the local news caught it, and I was shocked the local news actually did a story about it. You imagine if some knucklehead would have actually listened to him, thrown a rock through someone's windshield, got injured, property damage, killed somebody, had an accident, and Chuck Nelson, oh, I didn't mean that. I was just talking. I wasn't bullshit. Your words carry. And you're a city councilman and you're telling people to throw rocks into people's cars to slow them down. You should be ashamed of yourself. But he just sits there with his stupid grin on his face. And then a violation of their own rules is wearing campaign t-shirts at a council meeting. But nobody holds them responsible for the bullshit they do. Now it's time to hold them responsible. And we, the people, are going to do it. Well, Shank, you don't live in the city. Why do you care? Because when the city fails, we fail as a community. Every survey that comes up, it says City of Erie. It's a reflection on Erie County. When businesses want to come here and they search up Erie and Erie County, the bullshit from the city comes up. They're like, we're out of here. when I was on chairman of county council. You don't think I've had these conversations with people? Sure, we did. I need a drink. But ridiculous. So, Brenda, throw another video up there, please.
On this vote, the yeas are 224, the nays are 198, with 2 answering present. The resolution is adopted. Without objection, a motion to reconsider is laid on the table. The House will come to order. The House will come to order. Shh. Will Representative Green present himself to the will? By its adoption of House Resolution 189, the House has resolved that Representative Al Green be censured, that Representative Al Green forthwith present himself in the well of the House of Representatives for the pronouncement of censure, and that Representative Al Green be censured with public reading of this resolution by the Speaker. The House has come to order. The House has come to order. What's it?
You want to let him keep doing this, or tell me?
The House has come to order. Clear the well, please. Clear the well. The House has to continue its business.
They don't listen. They just do what they want.
Just say the House is racing.
That's right. Kick them out.
Pursuant to clause.
Yeah. So there it is. The official censure. The official 10 Democrats voted to have him censured. So this wasn't just the big mean Republicans picking on him. They knew what was right and what was wrong. And of course, the argument is, well, Marjorie Deal Green, she disrupted. Well, yeah, she wasn't warned. That's Pelosi's fault. She's too dumb to enforce the rules. That's on her. They were disruptive. They didn't get warned, because I think if they would have got warned, they would have stopped. But this clown was warned several times and flailing that cane around like he's somebody important. Yeah, do some research on this guy. And we'll talk about the $800 and some $1,000 that you, the taxpayers, had to pay to settle his little problem a while ago. Nose itches, sorry. They had to sneeze. Excuse me. So then, of course, I read online that he is also made a motion, or whatever his procedure is, to impeach President Trump. So here he is. He acts like a goofball, waving his cane around. He was asked to sit down, wouldn't comply. He was actually even told to shh. Come on. How nice is that? And then he chose not to. He got thrown out. And I guess they have 2 days to file. So they filed it the next day. Someone made a motion. Bang, you're gone. Censured. Now he's going to have a tantrum. I'm filing impeachment charges against Trump. Yeah, you knock yourself out because you did it before. And how'd that work out for you? Not so good. Video, please.
And we have ended weaponized government where, as an example, a sitting president is allowed to viciously prosecute his political opponent, like me. How did that work out? Not too good. Not too good.
Oh, how'd that work out? Oh, man, that one cracked me up. You know, can you see any other president saying it and getting away with that? How'd that work out?
And as President Trump asked in his speech last night, how could anyone possibly be opposed to any of this action that he is taking? Well, apparently, the modern-day Democrat Party could. The behavior of Democrats last night was completely disgraceful and demonstrated how severely out of touch they are with the American public. It was the most shameful moment in the history of presidential addresses in that beautiful chamber. Democrats didn't stand to keep men out of women's sports. They couldn't even clap for a girl who got her head smashed in by a man on a volleyball court. Democrats didn't stand for an innocent and beautiful child who is surviving brain cancer. They opposed eliminating taxes on tips and Social Security. They didn't stand in favor of cutting taxes for hardworking Americans. They couldn't even clap for two mothers whose daughters were killed by illegal aliens. One of the only things that could get Democrats off their feet last night was cheering for Ukraine, not for America. Last night was a very clarifying moment for our country. The Democrats exposed themselves as the party of insanity and hate, the party that wants to put America last.
There was like, oh, that's just Fox. Well, you know what? Yeah. Do I always agree with Fox? Absolutely not. I was, please don't hate me. I'm just being honest. I was watching some of the CNN feeds. I want to see what they're saying. The CNN people were actually agreeing with the opinion on how bad they behaved at this at President Trump's speech. Ridiculous. And then the women wore pink to support women, but they voted down to support women because it's not part of the script. It's not part of their mandate from the puppet master of the Democrat cult party. You know, and people are like, Brian, you know, you really should be nice to Democrats. I try. I swear I do try, but this stuff just pisses me off because it's so apparent. They, you know, just like John Fetterman, you know, John would, oh yeah, you know, I think I agree with Trump on this. So I'm going to go down there. We're going to talk. We're going to be friends. And the first time you actually had to stand up and not be a Democrat, you buckled. I've said this from day one. If you trust him, you're crazy because he is nothing part of the Democrat cult party. And he is going to do exactly what he's told to do because he wants something big. And I'm telling you, he's going to run for president. Remember this show? Remember this show. He's going to run for president. You watch. That's how arrogant he thinks. That's how arrogant he is that he thinks he can be president. Ridiculous. Brenda, video, please.
You claim to be the president of the United States. So we are here and we are going to continue to speak lies to his truth.
Now, I'm going to stop it right there. Did you hear what she said? Now, I'm going to back it up just a hair. I want you guys to listen very closely to what this crazy pink coat
lies
says.
To his truth. And we are going to continue to speak lies to his truth, to his stealing, and to his cheating. Thank you. To be the president.
That's probably the most honest thing I've heard out of one of the pink coat ladies' mouths. The lies. I didn't say it. It's not dubbed. It's not altered. This is exactly what she said about the lies. We say it, we're racist. We say it, we're members of the KKK. You know, whatever they play out of their playbook to call us this week a threat to democracy. You know, it's absolutely ridiculous. Threat to democracy. Well, first of all, we're not a democracy. We're a republic. But they seem to forget that, and that's part of the transitioning onto their agenda, what they want us to think. And unfortunately, that's winning, except for people that are racist, you and me, that actually say, no, we are a republic. That's why it says to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God. Y'all know the words. But there it is. It's been spoken since the creation of time. Republic. I don't remember anywhere in that saying democracy. No, I get it. So yeah, Stan, thanks for coming in today. You see where the young lady that was injured by the transgender was just kicked out of her sorority for videotaping another trans. Yeah, I saw that. Pitiful. I know. I get it. I get it. This country is coming unglued, and the Democrats love it. However, we the people of the republic uh, have stood up, and we're going to shove this back. We're going to keep shoving back uh, to the point to where, wait a minute, why do I? It was funny. I was driving down there the other day, going somewhere. You know, you see a lot of Ukrainian flags out. Whoop de doo, whatever. I was actually shocked. Shocked. I wish I wasn't driving quickly because it was, it was a quicker road to stop and take a picture. There was an American flag and a Ukrainian flag on the same house. Well, I said to myself, at least they acknowledge that they are in the United States. Hi, Kim, you're live. Sorry, we were in the middle of a video.
Yep. It's that little pause. I keep getting my timing
It's
wrong. I
okay.
apologize.
It's no apologies necessary. If I don't answer, you just wait patiently, and I was going to call you back. But so what's up?
Hey, I wanted to know, did you see the article that they want to, on the Bayfront next to the convention center, build a shopping plaza?
I saw that.
And what I don't understand is now Harbor Creek has this correct. They have empty retail space, so they concentrate on filling that retail space. We have a enormous amounts of empty retail space all over the city. So, I don't understand why they want to spend all these millions of dollars building a retail development on the Bayfront when we have tons of retail space. And that brings me to Chris. That's what Chris was brought in by Senator Laughlin to help establish. But yet we have all these nonprofits in line to get their hands on Chris.
Right. And who now refresh my memory. Who's the one big name on the Chris? I don't know what do they call themselves? The Chris organization, the Chris board of directors
Committee.
Yeah. Who's on that again?
Oh, the man who, screwed up our school district.
Brian Pulido. He is the head man, but who's on the board? She is
Daria Devlin.
There it is. The Democrat that's running for mayor is sitting on a position where she's going to be able to delegate out where this money goes. Ding, 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 ding,
let me give you a better one. Guess whose nonprofit is #1 on the list?
Gee, I don't know, Kim. Why don't you tell me?
Gary Horton.
No way. You mean County Councilman Andre Horton's brother?
Yes.
No.
Andre Horton, who happens to be running for city council.
You need to stop it because your facts are skewed.
I know.
Just to clarify.
And the way Chris is, the state starts you up with a certain amount of money. You get new businesses starting. And when those new businesses bring in state and local taxes, that money goes into the Chris. And then that money is used to start up new businesses, which we have a ton of empty retail space.
Yeah, I get it. No, I get it. I haven't really, my opinion on that. It's not bad. I mean, I get the intent. There's nothing downtown. And, people are in the room say, retail downtown is tough. I get that. But in the summertime, I get that. Depends on what they put down there. If it'll last the wintertime. I mean, they got a nice piece of property. At least it's not a hotel.
Yeah, not another hotel.
Oh my!
But we have tons of empty retail space. On the west side,
right?
On the east side, tons and tons of retail space.
Right.
So I would think that they'd want to use that. Just like they're saying, we need more houses. We need more houses. We do not have a lack of housing. But that's where LRTA comes in. If these landlords would fix up their houses and people would fix up their houses, they could apply for LRTA. And then they would be tax exempt.
No, and I get that. And the problem is, who wants to spec a house on the Lower East Side right now? Who wants to, buy the property, jump through all the hoops, spend all the money for engineering and all the permits you needed to get through to put something on the Lower East Side that's going to sit there because no one's going to spend $170,000 on a brand new house. Now, I mean, I was listening to Joe Natale's show. He had a couple, one of our good followers, Gino, he builds houses, and he explained this to Joel. He goes, here's why we can't do that. Well, Joel's like, oh, I think we should be able to build a house for $120,000. He goes, do you understand how expensive building materials are and the cost of labor and purchasing the land and getting the permits, getting the engineering, the sewer, the water? He goes, you can't do it for that money. He goes, even if we could, we can't make any money, and we don't build houses to lose money. We're not the
Right.
government.
Well, just like the Democrats lie, we are the majority of Erie is at a 25% poverty level. We're nationwide, the poverty level's at 15.3. That's why Chris was supposed to come in and help establish new businesses and
Right.
more high paying jobs.
Right.
But you cannot do that if you're giving the Chris money to nonprofits.
Oh, right. Well, it's right here on YouTube. One of our subscribers is like, Chris is a good thing that will be used poorly. Leave it to Erie to screw it up. And
Well,
I
that's
was
why I addressed this to Senator Laughlin, and he goes, I will be damned if any nonprofit gets this Chris money. And Dan has never lied to me.
Nope.
He's the one that brought this program to Erie, and I believe him when he says that.
Oh, I totally agree with you. I mean, that was a heavy lift. Dan's been working on this quiz project for years, and I got to be honest. I mean, if I was a betting man and said, nope, they're not going to let Dan win this one because he was up for reelection. And I knew that the Democrats in Harrisburg are like, holy shit, if Senator Dan gets this thing, this is a huge win for him. I was like, can't we stonewall this? Can't. They passed it. I was shocked. I would have lost that beer if I'd have bet that beer. That's why I don't bet money, because I don't bet
Right.
money. But the point is, I'm shocked they let him have that win. It's the same thing that county council's doing right now with Brenton Davis. They won't, and they refuse to give him a win. They won't do it because it's a win on an election cycle. But we're not about the party. We're about the people. That's a bold-faced lie when, Rockhead Copeland said all over social media, it's about time the county pays its fair share to the city of Erie. No, that's not the city of Erie's money. It's Erie County's money. But again, you get what you pay for, folks. I sit back and just type my hashtag. Hashtag told you so.
Yep, because that's something you and I ran on.
Told you so.
County money has to be given out evenly to the residents of the county.
And a tax increase. Another one.
Oh, yeah, another one. Which, when I'm elected to Erie City Council, I will never vote on a tax increase or a fee increase, period. The only thing good about fee increases is they will apply to nonprofits.
Right.
If you have a fee increase, that does apply to nonprofits. Unfortunately, it applies to residents, but I'm still totally against fee increases because it's a word salad for tax increase.
Well, it's a bait and switch. It's
Yeah.
a Kamala Harris word salad tax thing that we're not going to raise your taxes, but here comes your fee.
Yeah,
It's like what I posted that the other day, and someone said death by 1,000 slices. I'm like, oh, that's a good one.
it is a good
I'm
one.
going to steal
It's
that.
a very good one. Yeah. But, if you're running for office, guys, I hope you have your paperwork turned in. If not, remember, Tuesday's the deadline. It was crazy busy up there on Friday. I got to see my good friend Gwen up there. I got
Yay.
to see Tanya.
Yay.
Tanya's a good girl. She was always taking care of me and Brian. It was nice seeing the ladies up there. I'm lucky, I got all my paperwork in time. Tim Kuzma got me another 30 signatures, so I'll be back up there again on
Right.
Monday,
No, I
turning
get it.
those in.
No, Tim Kuzma. Tell you what, I had to work the other night, and I had a petition for Maria, and I dropped it off. He's just dropping off anytime. He goes, I don't go to bed early, so 11 o'clock he's up working on petitions. So bless his heart. Thanks, Tim Kuzma.
Yep,
If you're paying
he's
attention.
a rock star. Please, I'm encouraging everybody, if you have petitions, get in those last minute signatures because everyone will count. And next Saturday, we do have the parade coming up. So if you want to be in the parade, get a message to Brenda so we have an official count on how many volunteers we have. It's supposed to be great weather.
65, no rain. And if you're going to attend, all we ask is stop at your local favorite store and grab a bag of Tootsie Rolls or something because it's expensive and we don't mind. But you know what? If you're going to come, just don't come there and throw everyone's candy around. Spend $10 and help us out because we're not making money. We don't have campaign money to do this stuff. It comes out of our own pockets. So if you're going to attend, bring some candy, bring some suckers.
Yes, please.
Tootsie Rolls.
Please and thank you.
Please and
Tootsie Rolls are good, yes, because we cannot throw it. We have to hand it to them. So, I've been stuffing bags all weekend. I think I got about 500 done. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, get a hold of Brenda. Let her know if you wanted to Kim for Council t-shirt because she's going to be making them this week. And we want to make sure everybody's represented. So with that being the end of that, I always enjoy your shows. Thank you, Brenda, Brainy Brenda, and Brian for all you do. We all appreciate you so much. And everybody have a joyful Sunday. And, I hope y'all remember to turn your clocks to spring them forward. So with that, I will let you go and
Thanks,
everybody
Kim.
stay blessed.
All right, Kim Hunter, appreciate your report live from boots on the ground from the downtown area. Well, not downtown, but the west side, south side. But it's nice to hear from the city residents because people are like, "Oh, Brian, you live in Harbor Creek, you know nothing." Trust me, I go near you all the time. Unfortunately, keep my doors locked. I exercise my constitutional rights, and we go from there. But other than that, Brenda, you got another video? I see him in the
Trump
queue,
waves
so I know
at
we got
people
him.
on the other side of the border.
Lovely.
They like Trump. Could you believe it?
The folks on the other side of the border are yelling Trump. I mean, I don't know if you guys caught that or not, but the people on the other side are yelling Trump. It's just like, this whole thing about Canada, folks, do your research. Don't listen to the media. All they're trying to do is level the playing field. Google up tariffs from Canada, how unfair and lopsided these tariffs really are. The Canadian government has been sticking it to us for years on these tariffs. And all Trump is trying to say is, listen, we can work this out. How can we work it out? And this is how I think we should work it out. Well, then Trudeau, that I thought he quit a month ago, is still flapping his yapper and trying to drill up that what a big guy and this other chubby guy that's been on the news. Oh, shut the electricity off to the American people. I don't care. Blah 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 blah. And we'll keep our maple syrup. Well, keep your maple syrup. Shut off the power. That's okay. We'll figure it out. We're not scared of you. Nobody's scared of Canada. Eh? So go ahead, Brenda. Throw another video up, please.
So Canada removed all American products from their shelves. Two could play at that game. Here's a list of Canadian products that are being sold in the United States that from this point on I will never purchase again. AgroPer, which offers a variety of cheeses and dairy products. Black Diamond, known for their cheese offerings. Daya, specializing in dairy-free alternatives. Lactantia, which offers butter and other dairy products. And the all-famous Cheese Whiz, which I don't know who in the world still eats that. Or what about their frozen desserts like ice cream or Chapman's ice cream? Or their baked goods and snacks like Voortman cookies or wafers. And let's not forget their famous David's tea. Or even their plant-based products like Earth's Own. And I don't know who in the world has eaten these or will ever try to eat these. Don't forget their midday squares that they are still trying to sell here in the US. I mean, for being a polite and a friend or an ally to the United States, you guys are taking some very drastic measures. Simply because your friend, the United States, is asking for a piece of the pot. That with all of these ridiculous tariffs that Canada has been charging the United States, now the United States wants some of that in return. And our peaceful neighbors are like, you know what? United States bad, Canada good. Meanwhile, over 64% of your economy is because of the United States. And in the words of Mr. Justin Trudeau, who is about to leave office, I think that was a dumb mistake.
Oh, so that's what I said, folks. Don't listen to the media hype. Do the research, look it up. There has been a trade imbalance between the two of us, our countries forever, and nobody bats an eye at it. So then you get a president actually, what's the word I'm looking for? Oh, yeah, that's right. Gives a shit that we're getting fleeced on all this and stands up and says, "Hey, why do we make this more fair?" Oh my god! Oh my god! And Trudeau, I should have grabbed the video. Trudeau was like, "That's right, eh? We're going to keep booing you Americans at our hockey games, eh? Really? Okay. Well, that's a two-way street, buddy." And I love how this guy is running his mouth, running around, creating all this havoc and chaos as he takes out a grenade, pulls the pin, tosses it in the room, and he walks out of office. Whoever has to clean his mess up, I feel bad for them. But if that's that big chubby guy, I don't know, man. I'm going to shut your power off. Well, that'll irritate some people. But you know what? You know what they say about paybacks. I see you got a Scott Pressler video for us. Love Scott Pressler.
Well, Scott, when you show up and you
Such
say,
a great
"I'm
guy."
Scott Pressler and I'm here to educate you about voting," and then they think, "Well, okay, so you're a liberal, right? By the way you look, what's your first line?" I know everyone asks you.
Well, you know, when Democrats see long hair coming to their states, they get really nervous. But it is fresh, it is clean. I think Joe Biden would go in for a whiff. But no, I am here to reach as many people as I can to get them registered and to empower them to vote on Tuesday, November 4th, 2025. I am so excited to be in the Garden State.
And I can't wait next time you come on to talk about Wisconsin and those Supreme Court races there. Scott, thank you so much.
I know that video was a couple months old,
when you
but the
show up
message
and you say, "I'm
is
Scott
crystal
Pressler
clear.
and I'm here to educate you."
Yeah, I mean it's it's a timeless video. It will be good for this year, next year. He came to Pennsylvania, turned the Amish community around because they were getting tired of getting beat down by the man. They just want to be left alone. They want to be able to produce milk and sell it without the governor coming in like Gestapo and confiscating all their product and dumping it in a dumpster. Dumping it in the people are starving in this country and in this state and in these counties. And they went in there I'm not blaming the Pennsylvania State Police. No way, shape, or form. They are just told what to do. They came in there with all their people, and they literally brought dumpsters, and it was disgusting to watch them just dump cases and cases of cheese and milk and just running out the bottom of the dumpsters. The cats came over and they had a blast. They got a free meal out of the deal. But this is the thing we have to look at, folks. We got to get rid of this. I saw a picture of Josh Shapiro, Mr. I'm going to arrest you if you break the illegal lockdown. And he did too, man. He arrested nuns for having church on Sunday during their illegal lockdown. But then the people of Pennsylvania were dumb enough to make him governor. What? Him flying around in the brand new state police helicopter. Nice brand new Bell Jet Ranger, pretty at all the bells and whistles. But he flies it around like it's his personal deal. Now, of course, there was like, well, Trump was at the Super Bowl, so was Josh Shapiro. It's okay when the Democrats do it, but by God, the president does it. Well, he's down golfing. Yeah. And Sniffy Joe spent over 500 days on vacation during his so-called tenure in the White House. We know he was just a figurehead and just talked on the teleprompter. You see Trump, he'll take a live question from you. Joe wouldn't. But that's okay when the Democrats do it, but it's not okay when the Republicans do it. And their hypocrisy is getting worse. And it's not just covert anymore. They're being very overt about what they're doing because they've been getting away with it. It's time. We told you it was time last year. and you paid attention and you listened and we rallied and we pushed and we worked and we knocked on doors. We stood out in the cold. We stood out in the hot to get people registered and get them yard signs and try to convince them to come out and change. We're down the dock. We had people change their party affiliation right there, right now. Had a tablet. We gave them the paperwork if they wanted to take it home, and they changed it, and it showed. Why do you think all the media came to Erie to pay attention? And why do you think they hate me so much? Because I was the guy with the big dumb mannequin on that I bought off of Amazon that's been on more news channels than the mayor of the city of Erie. I bet you he didn't get interviewed by people from China. A Chinese reporter. Had the folks come over from Germany. It was nice. I could almost impress her with my not knowing German. Whew. It's been a few years since I was in Germany, so I kind of forgot it. But the point is, people, it's just not me talking. It's me saying thank you. We've been pushing and motivating and motivating and pushing and pushing. It's starting to pay off. It is no time to rest. It is not the time to just go, we got President Trump in, it's done. That is not going to cut it because, we have a mission this year to do. And that mission, here's a list of candidates. Donna put this together. QR code take you right to the website about more information. She's still working on the website. But thank you, Donna, for doing all this and putting it together. This isn't from the Republican Party. This is from Donna. Okay? One person. One short person. And she's a pistol. And she's a hard worker. And we appreciate what she does. And look at that. Here's all your city council. A Matt for city controller. Clerk of Records, Erie County Council, Brett and Davis, Erie County Executive, Jeremy for Erie County Sheriff. We just added that one before the show. And Leanne Orton. We added her right before the show. That's why it's nice we have technology. She can do it on a computer. I say your name, you appear.
I know. That's why I waited.
Come on. What's up?
The website it's working.
Okay, good.
I had to reset it. It is eriestrongertogether.org, O-R-G, not com. My thought behind this website, I build it so that we can flip Erie County red. And this website will have all the candidates on it as a resource for anybody to go to, no matter any Republican candidate that wants to join in on this website. I am behind it. I'm paying for it. I'm everything. And I just want people to have one spot to go to see every conservative in Erie County and what their story is. So eriestrongertogether.org, we will be using that when we knock on doors, because again, that way people can go see all the candidates in one spot and they can flip their registration right on the website. And these cards kind of go piggyback with them. Those are the things that everywhere we are, we will be handing them out. I'm going to be calling on my hundreds of loyal volunteers here soon to start hitting the streets, writing postcards out, making phone calls. We're going to have Trump Force 2. We're going to take what they did and we are going to do it for Erie County to make Erie County great again. So I really appreciate that everybody's working together, because we are going to be able to do tremendous things working together to make this entire county something that nobody has seen in forever. But it's got to start with the city. We've got to clean up the city. And, we have every seat that is available has a candidate. So it's up to us now to do the work to get them elected.
And we're going to
And
make it work.
candidates can't get elected without volunteers, right, Brian?
Absolutely. If you think you can run a campaign just 2 people, it's impossible. When I ran for sheriff, I can count on one hand the amount of people I had helping me. One hand. And why do you think
Yep.
we lost? That's why. And
Yep.
and then when I ran for county council, nobody went out and voted. These midterms, everybody gets lazy and wants to eat cheese puffs and watch Netflix. Hey, that's great. I do too. But we gotta vote. We gotta get this back. Look what you got on county council right now. It's nothing but hate from those 4 Democrats. Hate.
And we have Renee Vendetti, who is running in the city for Andre Horton's vacated seat.
Right.
And Renee has wanted to be on county council for years. She used to go to all the meetings. She studies it. She really knows the inner workings of how county council works. So she will be a great candidate. And her opponent is the ever-loving Jim Wirtz.
Excuse me while I throw out my lunch.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's now
Yeah.
just a friendly reminder, folks. Jimmy Wirtz was the former chairman of the Democrat Party, and then he ran against Senator Dan Laughlin and had the dirtiest, slimiest smear campaign I've had the mispleasure of seeing in Erie County history. And if that's the type of people you want in county government, careful. Remember, hashtag told you so.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's another hashtag. Told you so.
But it's sunny days like this that get me fired up for a ground game.
Oh yeah.
And when our candidates are out right now, they're already flipping voter registration left and right. It's unbelievable. They went to the library last week. Everyone who approached the table were Democrats, wondering what was going on. And everyone that they had the opportunity to talk to, they flipped right there on the spot. And if we see how doable this is, and then when I was talking to Brian earlier, I brought up about how we need to have volunteers at the polls this year in the primary. Not that you need to campaign for people in the primary, because you only get to vote for your party, and all of our candidates are unopposed on the Republican side. So what we do need is the exit polling, where when people are leaving these city polls, we're giving them those postcards, because right on it, it says, number 1, you can change your party affiliation. And number 2, it says, save this and bring it when you vote. So when they take it the next time, they know exactly who to vote for. And we know that if they're voting in the primary, then the likelihood of them voting in the general election is pretty much guaranteed.
Right. And I was like, oh my God, I never even thought about that, because we have to plant the seeds now. So they can come forward in the fall. And
Yes.
we can't make it any easier for you other than walking in there and writing it down, but we can't. So this is our best option.
So we'll be looking for volunteers to man the polls outside the polls this November, May 20th. May 20th. But again, we'll be having a kickoff meeting to the entire election cycle, and it's up to us to keep this red wave going.
I got you, man. We thank you for everything you do. It's time. It takes time. I make the time. Brenda makes the time. You make the time. All our candidates are putting a lot of time in here, and I am just absolutely just tickled pink that we are going to make them work this time. They don't just take a free ride. They're going to work.
Yep. All right, I'm signing off.
All right,
Have a
thanks.
awesome Sunday, everybody.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you. Thanks a lot. So yeah, Brenda, you want to play that last video? Let me get rid of this artwork here. Sorry, wrong button. Boop. Okay, I'm gonna play that last one. I want you guys to pay attention to this song. This song absolutely, if it doesn't motivate you and just grab you from the inside and just shake you to the core, you're in the wrong room, because we have feelings and we actually care about people and we care about our country. Brenda, last video, please.
One day I hope you see the truth. This puppet show stays on because of you fools. We've been dancing with the devil way too long. I know it's fun, but get ready to pay your dues. Oh God, come back home. This crazy world is filled with liars and abusers. We need you now before we're too far gone. I hope one day they finally see the truth. God, we need you now.
I know the truth is hard to swallow, just digest it. Suspected something's going on, but chose to just neglect it. Deflected by some breaking news, always just accept it. Expected just to fall in line and follow their perspective. Don't
Now the song's a lot longer, but of course it's edited down because we have to watch our times. But you can go on social media, you can find this thing, watch the whole video. It's just absolutely grabs you. If you're not getting just all warm and fuzzy inside, you're a Democrat and you're in the wrong room. I just can't say it any clearer. I mean, after their horrible display and how they acted, you know what? Every Democrat that I know that's a reasonable human being that has feelings and compassion should be changing their party affiliation. You want to hate Trump, that's fine. Hate him. But I hate these congressmen and women that actually were disgusting. And I took a thing. I kind of like made a promise. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice. I'm gonna be nice. And then I watched that. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna be nice. I can't. I'm not gonna do it. But so Brenda, thanks for coming out, everybody. I appreciate you coming out on a Sunday afternoon. We're gonna try to come in here on Sundays and just kind of chit chat for a while. Don't forget to come by Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Where we bring out the big guns. I want to say a special thank you to the 70 people on X. Thank you, X. Please just kind of stop by and just like and tag in. And if you want to say, hey, we're from Crawford County, we're from East Jabip, I'd really like to know where you guys are coming from. So thank you all for stopping by on this Sunday afternoon. I went over my time. I was going to try to keep it under an hour so we can put it on TikTok. We'll just edit it out just a little bit and we'll get it up on TikTok. Thank you all for stopping by. Special thanks to Brenda. Brenda, the outro, please.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd worked for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today, 'cause there ain't no doubt Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining seas, from Detroit down to Houston, and New York to LA, where there's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say,
right, everybody. Thanks for sharing your Sunday afternoon for this Sunday afternoon matinee. We appreciate you all. Thank you for your ongoing support. You guys make this show happen. And if it wasn't for you, there would be no us. So, good night, everybody. As I always say, I salute. I don't think I'm on camera.